Okay, here's a question where we're looking at the values of x for where things will be non-real or not defined, stuff like that. Anyways, determine the values of x for which this expression will have a real value. Well, the big deal is if you have the square root, if this is a negative number, it's non-real. So it'll be real as long as this is positive, as long as this is positive. So if 9 minus x goes negative, you've got big trouble. This will always be positive. A square is always positive plus 4. We don't have to worry about the top for negative stuff. If it equals 9, it'll be undefined. Well, that's not real. But what about for this to be real, this can't be negative, so 9 minus x must be positive. That's your answer. You see, the x squared plus 4 is always going to be positive. Well, let's just try and solve this. We subtract 9 from both sides, and then we divide by -1. So the answer is, as long as x is a smaller number than 9, like 9 minus 8, oh, that's positive. But what if it's 10? That'd be bad. It'd be non-real. So it's real when x is less than 9. What about it's not undefined? Well, it's undefined when that's equal to 0. It's undefined when you're dividing by 0. So it's not undefined when x doesn't equal 9. X can equal any real number, but x cannot equal 9. So given that x is 1, do you think it's going to be rational or irrational? Well, just take a 1 and put it in there. You get 5 over 8. Well, 5 over 8 is not a perfect square. The square root of 5 is not rational. The square root of 4 is rational. The square root of 8 is not rational, so there's no way this is rational. It's just an appropriate calculation. You can just say it's not rational. Now, determine a value of x where the expression will give a recurring decimal. That's a fancy way of saying rational. Well, just take a look at it here. Isn't the square root of 4 rational? It's 2, yeah. So put in 0. Oh, that'll make that the square root of 9. So if we put in 0, we get the square root of 4 over 9, which is 2 over 3. 2 over 3 times 2 over 3 is 4 over 9. And that is a nice recurring decimal. So there you go. There's that question all done. Some people find it a bit tricky, but if you just know, undefined means you can't divide by 0. Non-real means you can't take the square root of a negative number, and that makes non-real numbers. That's what you have to know.